Sowas gibt es natürlich auch. Die Wissenschaft ist auch bei X unterwegs, aber die großen Accounts, die großen Erfolge, die laufen immer dann, wenn man andere Leute beleidigt oder rumpöbelt oder das Schlechteste in einem sucht. Und ich will kein Hehl daraus machen, dass ich glaube, dass diese unregulierte Form von diesen sozialen Medien inzwischen nicht mehr akzeptabel ist. Wir können am Ende nicht zulassen als liberale Demokratien, dass Milliardäre, die in den USA Donald Trump unterstützen, mit ihrer Vorstellung von Kommunikation oder chinesischer Technik, die ja in China selbst verboten ist oder reguliert ist, den Diskurs in Europa definiert.
This is my video update on this Friday afternoon, October the 25th, coming to you from Nicosia, Cyprus. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with Brics. Let's start things off with Brics in Kazan, Russia. And Putin held a press conference yesterday. And as always, Putin said some very interesting things. He took questions from the media, including questions from the BBC and from NBC News. Amazing that Russia, after everything that has happened, all the sanctions, the demonization, the conflict, the war, everything that has happened in the last 3 years, it's amazing that Russia allows the media, the collective West media, to attend Brics in Kazan and to ask the Russian president questions, something that the collective West does not allow the Russian media to do when they hold their little rinky-dink G7 events and summits. But anyway, Putin he commented on Trump's the report from the, I believe it was the Wall Street Journal, the interview with Trump, where Trump said that he warned Putin that if he went into Ukraine, he would hit Moscow. He would hit Moscow really hard. And Putin actually commented on that. He was asked about that statement, that interview from Trump on the WSJ, and Trump said, and Putin said that he doesn't remember Trump, that conversation with Trump, or Trump saying something like that. Actually, Putin took it further, and he said, it's I'm paraphrasing what he said. It's elections in the United States. There's a lot of crazy things that are being said. Don't take it too seriously. That's what he said. He also mentioned that you shouldn't threaten Russia. If something like that ever were to happen, you shouldn't threaten Russia, because when you threaten Russia, that only emboldens Russians. So he did throw that out there as well. But he said he doesn't remember this statement from Trump ever happening. So that was an interesting comment. He was asked by NBC News if what about the North Korean soldiers thing. That's what NBC News, the reporter who has interviewed Putin in the past, one-on-one, he's done interviews with Putin. Very hostile to Putin and to Russia. This guy that represents NBC News in Moscow, and he asked Putin about the reports that there are North Korean soldiers in Russia. There are North Korean soldiers in Russia. That's the story. That's the huge escalation, massive escalation. North Korean troops in Russia, and that there may be North Korean troops in Kursk, which is also Russia. Huge escalation, he said. Massive escalation. It's a gigantic escalation. North Korean, 3,000 North Korean troops in Russia. That's a gigantic escalation. Anyway, he asked him about that, and Putin just completely demolished this NBC reporter. You could see the guy's face. He was he was, oh crap, I'm getting completely owned by Putin. But he has to ask these dumb questions, I guess. Putin actually started off the answer. It was an interesting exchange because Putin started off the answer. The NBC news reporter said there's satellite images which claim that North Korean troops are inside of Russia, and Putin was like, "Okay, satellite images, yes, those satellite images." That's what Putin said, and then he said, "Let me tell you about escalation." Because the NBC news reporter was like, "This is a huge escalation," and Putin's like, "Let me tell you about escalation." Escalation was overthrowing the democratically elected government in 2014 with a violent coup. That's escalation. That was Putin's reply. And then Putin, and I think people are getting this all wrong. This is just my opinion. Then Putin said, if we have soldiers, North Korean soldiers in Russia, or if we're working with Russia, then with North Korea, then that's none of your business. He said we have an agreement that we've recently ratified and signed, an alliance, I guess you could say, with North Korea, and whatever we want to do with North Korea based on that agreement is our business. That's basically what he said. And he said if North Korean troops are gonna enter Russia, if the North Korean military is gonna train in Russia, he said that's something that Article 4 in this treaty between Russia and North Korea is going to decide. So I guess there's an Article 4 in this treaty, this alliance between North Korea and Russia, which talks about, I imagine this talks about, like Article 5 of NATO. If one country is attacked, the other country has to come to its aid. Something like that, I imagine, is what Article 4 in this agreement between Russia and North Korea states. And Putin threw out the whole Article 4 thing, and everyone's flipping out. Everyone's like, you see, that's Putin's admission that North Korean troops are indeed inside of Russia, that North Korean troops are indeed going to go to Kursk. And my opinion on this statement from Putin is who cares? Who cares, man? Who cares? That's not the point of Putin bringing up Article 4. He brought up Article 4 to troll the NBC News reporter and to troll the collective West and NATO, because they're always talking about Article 5, Article 5. It's Article 5, it's Article 5, that's Article 5, that's Article 5. A drone fell in Romania, that's Article 5, right? They're always talking about Article 5 and Article 5. And Putin brought up Article 4, I think, as a way to troll the collective West. That's why he said, well, we're going to have to consult Article 4 in our newly ratified agreement with North Korea to see if North Korea is going to train their military, if their military is going to come to Russia. I think that was the point of Putin's comment. But my opinion is that it went over the collective West's media's head. They don't understand that, and this is just my opinion. They don't understand that Putin, in a way, was trolling them, making fun of them, because all they ever do is talk about Article 5. So now we have Article 4, which is North Korea and Russia. Article 4, everybody, is it an Article 4 moment? That's an Article 4 moment. Maybe North Korea should get involved in the conflict. Anyway, that was a funny exchange. That was an interesting exchange. And the BBC journalist, he asked Putin about how there are MI5 claims that Russia is destabilizing the UK and meddling in the UK and trying to cause all kinds of social chaos, like chaos for Keir Starmer, because Keir Starmer, he had everything under control until Russia started to sow some social chaos in the UK, discontent with Starmer, and the BBC journalist asked Putin, is Russia meddling in the UK, the UK's internal affairs and in UK society? And Putin shut this BBC journalist down big time. He basically told the BBC journalist, we're not meddling anywhere, and all of your problems are because your governments suck. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what Putin said. He's like, you guys are in recession, your economies are in the crapper. Of course people are going to be upset. You have inflation. People are not able to purchase even the basic things they need to survive, to live, and And of course, they're going to be angry with Stammer and your government. He's like, Russia doesn't have to do anything. You guys brought it on to yourselves. So that was a funny exchange as well from Putin with this BBC journalist. By the way, Brics announced that there are going to be 13 countries who will receive partner status. That was announced yesterday as well. Turkey, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Algeria, Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Indonesia, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Uganda, and Vietnam. Those are going to be the 13 new partners in BRICS. So I would say it was a very successful BRICS summit. We have BRICS Bridge, which is going to take on SWIFT from what I understand, and we have BRICS Clear, which is going to shut down Euroclear. So those are in the works as well. And the Telegraph, they put out an article. They're losing their minds. The UK Telegraph, they put out an article with the title, "Russia is on the verge of collapse. Europe cannot abandon targeted sanctions. Now is the time for the continent to crack down on its own ports and companies that enable Russian aggression." So as BRICS is going down and all of this winning is happening in Kazan for Putin and for Russia. All of these deals are being made. New financial architecture is being announced, is being put together, and and Russia's in tatters, man. According to the Telegraph, Russia's on the verge of collapse. This article was actually written yesterday. I believe it was either October 24th or 23rd is when this article was published. Oh, man. We're never going to hear the end of it, are we? Russia's going to be in collapse for the next 100 years. That's just take it as a given. Russia's going to be in collapse for the next 100 years, and Russia's going to be running out of weapons for the next 200 years. Oh, man. So we have this Wall Street Journal article, which claims that Elon Musk had secret conversations with the Putin, regular contacts between the world's richest man and America's chief antagonist raised security concerns. Topics include geopolitics, business, and personal matters. So the Wall Street Journal is sounding the alarm bells because a rich oligarch is speaking with the president of a country. President of Russia. This is very concerning, very, very concerning. So I read this article from the Wall Street Journal, and let me summarize it for you guys. Let me summarize this article. Basically, the Wall Street Journal is saying that Elon Musk has spoken to Putin from 2022. He's spoken to Putin at least once. They don't clarify how many times, but they do say he spoke to him once. And Putin, the Kremlin admits that Putin has spoken to Elon Musk, and Elon Musk admits that he's spoken to Putin one time. And the Wall Street Journal article says that Musk is speaking with Putin, or he spoke with Putin, and the U.S. government, get this, the U.S. government knew about this. They knew about the fact that Musk was speaking with Putin, and they had no problem with it. That's the article, everybody. That is the freaking article. I'm like, I'm reading this Wall Street Journal article. I'm just like, where's the story in all of this? Yeah, they talk about Starlink and how in the beginning, Starlink was the wonder weapon or wonder thing, whatever it was. And then Musk pulled Starlink away right when he spoke to Putin. He was convinced to pull Starlink away. And then Putin told him to do something with Starlink in Taiwan in order to do a favor for Xi Jinping and whatever. They start getting into this whole Starlink discussion. But they admit in this article that they knew that Musk had spoken with Putin. The article actually even says that Musk is talking with Russian officials. It talks more about the fact that, or they claim, that Musk has been speaking with Russian officials. Not so much Putin, but he's had ongoing conversations with Russian officials. Once again, so I'm reading, I'm like, so? Okay, speaking with people in Russia. Okay. whatever. So that's the article. That's the whole summary of this story. This whole scandal. This is such a scandal that the Wall Street Journal is putting out there. It's the fact that Musk spoke to Putin at least once, maybe more. The Kremlin denies it. They say it's only been one time. But even if he's spoken to him more, the article actually says that U.S. officials knew about this, and knowledge of Musk's Kremlin contacts appear to be a closely held secret in government. They don't love it, the person said, an anonymous person, referring to the Musk-Putin contacts. The person, however, said no alerts have been raised by the administration over possible security breaches by Musk. The Kremlin denies that there's any type of ongoing conversations. They say they've had, Musk was speaking to the Kremlin one time. Peskov said the only communication the Kremlin has had with Musk was over one telephone call in which he and Putin discussed space as well as current and future technologies. Apart from that, he said neither Putin nor Kremlin officials were holding regular conversations with Musk. Later in 2022, Musk was having regular conversations with high-level Russians, according to a person familiar with the interactions. At the time, there was pressure from the Kremlin on Musk's businesses and implicit threats against him, the person said. Some person said Musk is talking to not even Kremlin officials, high-level Russians. Quote, that's the quote. Musk was talking to high-level Russians. What does that even mean? What qualifies you as a high-level Russian? I don't know. Maybe you're a high-level Russian. I don't know. Are you speaking to Musk? Are there any high-level Russians watching this video speaking to Musk? That's the whole article. And they knew about this, and they had no problem with this. At least that's what the Wall Street Journal is saying. Musk didn't, what did it say here? There was no security breaches. There were no security breaches from Musk. No alerts have been raised by the administration over possible security breaches. So there was nothing wrong that happened in these conversations that took place with high-level Russians. High-level Russians. Conversations with high-level Russians. All right. So that's the Wall Street Journal article. Of course, they tie it into Trump and the fact that Musk is campaigning for Trump and he supports Trump, and they're trying to hint at the fact that this must mean that there's some Trump-Putin connection. I mean, they're going all the way back to 2016 again. I'm waiting for Christopher Steele next week to publish a dossier which says that Musk was at the Radisson Hotel or whatever hotel in Moscow, peeing on a bed with prostitutes. I'm waiting for that dossier to come out. Any day now, Steele's going to release that dossier about Musk. And the Wall Street Journal, boy, the Wall Street Journal is busy with their propaganda. They put out an article today as well with the title, Russia provided targeting data for Houthi assault on global shipping. Moscow's assistance in attacks that are disrupting trade shows how the Kremlin is seeking to tie up the U.S. in the Middle East. Yeah, Russia is providing targeting data to the Houthis. And the Wall Street Journal article, they claim that Russia is doing this to sow chaos in the Middle East. And then they tie this in the article. They tie this into North Korea. And they claim that Russia is not only causing chaos in the Middle East, but they are also causing chaos on the Korean peninsula with their North Korean troops training in Russia initiative, operation. And finally, the Wall Street Journal, they come to the conclusion that the assistance gives battlefield help to Russia. Wait for it. The assistance the assistance. When they mean assistance, they mean chaos in the Middle East, chaos on the Korean Peninsula. They talk about how all of this is distracting away from the conflict in Ukraine, and it's causing the United States to divert resources and Patriot air defense systems to Israel instead of having them allocated to Project Ukraine. And this is all part of the Putin's master plan. And the Wall Street Journal comes to the conclusion that the assistance gives battlefield help to Russia, which is running short on manpower and material. But it also serves Moscow's strategic aims by destabilizing two regions where its partners are facing off against the US and its allies. They're running out of manpower and weapons. They're running out of manpower and weapons. That's right. That is right. Causing trouble in Korea, causing trouble in the Middle East, distracting from Project Ukraine, because Russia's about to collapse, according to the Telegraph. Yep, they're about to collapse, so they had to get desperate, everybody. They had to get desperate and give that targeting data to the Houthis. Of course, the Wall Street Journal doesn't talk about all of the targeting data that the collective West has given. Let's go back up. That the collective West has given to Ukraine in order to hit Russian territory, do they? When I mean Russian territory, I mean Crimea, but also pre-2014, if you count the drones and stuff like that. They don't talk about that targeting data from the collective West, no. No, they just talk about maybe, possibly, according to some anonymous sources, Russia is providing targeting data to the Houthis, causing chaos in the Middle East, causing chaos in Korea, and all of this because Russia is running low on weapons. So at the Brics event, going back to Brics, we had the UN Secretary General Guterres actually speaking at the Brics event. He actually gave a very good speech, talked about the world as a family, how it has to come together, and it is one family, is basically what Guterres was talking about. And Putin, he gave a speech after Guterres, and he said, yes, the world should be united as one family, but Putin said sometimes families, they fight. That's pretty much what Putin said. But he thanked Guterres for being in Kazan, and Ukraine is flipping out. Ukraine is really flipping out. Not only did the UN Secretary General attend Brics Kazan, and he didn't attend the Swiss Peace Summit, but he actually gave a very nice speech and statement at Brics, thanking his Russian host. That caused a big freak out in Kiev, a very big freak out. So Fox News, they're saying that the U.S., they're reporting that the U.S. must weigh military action against North Korean forces if invading Ukraine. This is according to the House Intel Chair Turner. So the House Intel Chair, hey buddy, how's life in Cyprus? So the House Intel Chair Turner is saying that if North Korean troops are in Kursk, which is Russia, but if North Korean troops are in Russia, then perhaps the Biden White House, the United States, they should green light long-range missile strikes into pre-2014 Russia, which is really what all of this is about. So I'm starting to come to the conclusion that all of this is about. This North Korean story is just a cheap and lazy way to try and push Biden to green light long-range missile strikes into pre-2014 Russia. That's what I think this is all about, this North Korea story. If North Korean troops invade Ukraine, America must seriously consider engaging in military action against them. House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence Chair Rep. Mike Turner said in a statement issued Wednesday, if North Korean troops were to invade Ukraine's sovereign territory, the United States needs to seriously consider taking direct military action against the North Korean troops, the Ohio Republican asserted. Turner suggested that if North Korean forces target Ukraine from within Russian territory, this is the key part, from within Russian territory, America should allow Ukraine to utilize U.S. weapons to retaliate. There it is. That's what this is all about. If North Korean troops from Russian territory, it says here from Russian territory, if they attack Ukraine, target Ukraine from within Russian territory, then America should green light long-range missile strikes into pre-2014 Russia. That's it. That's what this whole North Korea thing is about. Give Biden the excuse because he's resisting. Give the Pentagon, actually it's the Pentagon more than Biden. Give the Pentagon the excuse, the pressure to say, okay, ATACMS can be used to hit pre-2014 Russia because North Korea is attacking Ukrainians. That's what it's about. So Olaf Scholz, he gave an interview to German TV. I think it was German TV yesterday. And the pirate Scholz, he was asked about Germany's dismal economic condition, economic state, and he blamed it on Russia. He blamed it all on Russia. Olaf Scholz said that Germany is in recession. I'm paraphrasing what he said. He said that Germany is in recession. The economy sucks because Russia turned off the gas. Just like that. Just like that, Russia turned off the gas. Why would they do such a thing? I don't understand why Putin would do such a thing. That's so evil, man. After everything Germany has done for Russia. After everything that Olaf Scholz has done. And Annalena, after everything Annalena has done for Russia and the Russian people, why would Putin decide to just shut off the gas like that? Just like that. Olaf Scholz said, just like that. One day we had gas, and next day we didn't have gas. I don't know why they did it. I don't know why they did it. It's all Russia's fault. Yeah. All Russia's fault. And at the same time, Lord Bebo brought this up, and he actually has Scholz's video where he blames Russia and says that Russia turned off the gas. And then he has the video because at the same time, like pretty much at the same time that Scholz is saying that Russia shut off the gas, just like that, because, you know, Putin's a bad guy. Putin was at Brics, Kazan, and he was asked a question about Nord Stream and Germany and the German economy. And Putin, at the same exact time that Scholz was making this statement, Putin said, you know, Nord Stream 2 is still active. It's still there. All Germany has to do is just press a button, switch it on, and the gas will start flowing. That's what Putin said. Of course, Putin talked about how obviously the gas was cut off by the European Union and by Germany. They made the decision to cut off the gas and to put sanctions on Russia. And then, of course, you have the whole Gilligan and the skipper blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. But yeah, that's funny, man. As Olaf Scholz is blaming it all on Russia, Putin is putting out a statement saying, you know what? Nord Stream 2 is still there. All Germany has to do, all Olaf Scholz has to do is just, you know, turn it on, man. And gas is coming back to Germany. But he won't do it because he won't be allowed to do it because the U.S. will not allow Olaf Scholz to do it. The U.S. will not allow Germany to do it. And that's something that Olaf Scholz cannot say in public. He can't say that, can he? What else did Scholz say? Scholz said that Ukraine is not getting into NATO. He also said that during this interview. He said Ukraine cannot get into NATO because there's an ongoing conflict in Ukraine, and that's that. So he pretty much slammed the door on Zelensky's victory plan and Ukraine entering NATO right now. And Zelensky is indeed, as I reported, he is indeed drafting another victory plan. Actually, it's an internal plan, because we've gotten more details. It's an internal plan to complement the victory plan, because if your plan is rejected by everybody, what do? Do you throw the plan away if you're Zelensky? No, you don't throw the plan away. Nope, you create an internal victory plan to complement the rejected victory plan, and that is what Zelensky is doing, a plan to accompany the original victory plan. And according to Zelensky, this is the plan. This new plan that he's drafting is going to be the plan to unify Ukraine. Kiev is preparing an internal plan to strengthen Ukraine, Zelensky confirms. According to Zelensky, the internal plan, together with the victory plan, will ensure that Ukraine has the right answers to all the challenges of this year and next year. The president tasked Ukrainian top officials with developing the plan. The president said Ukraine's economy, countering Russian disinformation, social protection, and the issue of justice need to be strengthened. This plan for internal strengthening will also guarantee Ukraine's unity, he said. You know what Zelensky is saying here in this statement? He's saying to his administration to start consolidating more power into his hands, into Zelensky's hands. When he says strengthening, and a plan for internal strengthening, he's basically saying more shutting down of whatever media is left, more shutting down of whatever parties are left, more seizing of churches. He's basically telling his administration, we need to really crack down on everything and everyone. That's what he means when he says strengthening. Strengthening the country to guarantee its unity. Zelensky's in a panic. He's in a panic. This is very common. He's in a panic. He's afraid. He's losing. So what's the natural reaction? It's to try and consolidate even more power and more control. So that's Zelensky's internal victory plan. And let's do some clown worlds, because Zelensky yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago, he was giving his TikTok, Instagram video update, and he decided to wear a shirt, not a green t-shirt, a shirt which says hashtag. That is a hashtag, is it? No, it's not a hashtag. Make Russia small again. No hashtag. That's the shirt that he decided to wear. Make Russia small again. That shirt's not going to age well for Zelensky, man. That image of him wearing that shirt, the way things are going for Ukraine, it is not going to age well at all. Anyway, that's the shirt that he decided to wear. At least he didn't wear a green t-shirt. Give him some credit. At least he finally stopped wearing that green t-shirt. What else? Kamala Harris, she's going to be bringing out the big guns in her campaign. She will be campaigning in Houston, and none other than Beyonce. All of this office space is just abandoned, huh? None other than Beyonce. Beyonce is going to be in Houston campaigning for Kamala. So we have Eminem, we have Obama, we have Beyonce. They're all coming out. All the celebrities are coming out in support of Kamala. Taylor Swift has supported Kamala. If the celebrities are supporting Kamala, then you know that she's the right choice, huh? If Beyonce supports Kamala, well then, she should absolutely be president. They're panicking. They are panicking. The numbers are not good. The numbers show that Trump is even winning in the popular vote. He's ahead by, I believe, 3 points, according to the latest Wall Street Journal poll. In the popular vote, that's very bad news for Kamala. And the other day, I don't know where this was. I'm not sure what city this was, but Kamala, she started talking about getting out to vote. And she said, if Jimmy Carter can vote, so can you.
So look, if Jimmy Carter can vote early, you can too.
She's the worst politician. She is the worst freaking politician in all of history. She's just not good at it. Maybe she's good at other things. I don't know. But as far as being a politician, she's just not good. She's not a good freaking politician. That's a good thing, I guess. I don't know. Wear it as a badge of honor, Kamala. Wear it as a badge of honor. Say, I am not a good politician. I'm just not. But she's not, man. Oh, my God. If Jimmy Carter can vote, so can you. Have you guys seen that meme of Austin? Austin sitting down with the U.S. flag in back of him and 2 Ukrainian flags. Underneath it says, we demand written guarantees that Brics will not expand to the West. That's funny. That's a funny meme that's making the rounds. All right, everybody, that's the video. The Duran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and Twitter X. And go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch. Like the t-shirt that I am wearing today with the flag of Bulgaria. 20% off. Use the code October20. That is October 20. The link to the shop is in the description box down below. Take care.